Okay, so we just got this frame all cleaned up. The next step is to get it powder coated. So I got it hung on the rack over here. Pretty much use this steel galvanized wire to hang all our parts, our frames. And the next step is to get it coated. So what we're gonna do is we use prismatic powders. We're using, what's that orange? Illusion orange. That is a dormant powder coat. So we'll spray the base layer, bake it, and then we'll pull it out. It's gonna look a little bit funny. It gets a clear coat put on top, and that's gonna make the color actually pop and be like what it actually is supposed to be. Is there anything else you need to say about that? Here's our spray booth. Here's the Wagner powder coat system. This is quite an upgrade from what we had before. We started out with an Eastwood system way back in the day, 10 years ago, and then we moved up to a powder by the pound setup, I believe. It was like a $1,500 setup. Definitely way better than the Eastwood, but nowhere close to what this professional setup is now. This, you could spray 2 coats and you have no issue with the second coat sticking. You could spray it all cold like you're supposed to. It just works awesome. Can't say enough good things about the Wagner system. What we're gonna do is put it in the oven, let it heat up. We're gonna wait till it flows out, add 2 minutes to it, pull it out of the oven, and then we're gonna let it completely cool to room temp. Then we're gonna spray it with a clear coat. So whenever you're gonna see this, it's not gonna look bright orange like it is now. It's gonna look almost brown. And then whenever we spray the clear coat on, it's gonna make the color come to life and pop. It's a dormant powder coat, the Illusion series. So now if you look inside, Russ will show you, that powder has now turned and flowed out. It's almost like a gel coat now. So that's how I know it's time to pull this out. The first coat is done. We're gonna pull it out, let it completely cool, and then shoot the clear to it. Then like I said before, see how it almost looks like tan or like mauve colored? Like it doesn't look anything like orange. That's gonna change whenever we put the clear coat on. So the first time I ever did that, I was pretty freaked out because we didn't do a test piece. It came out looking like that, and we just all hung our heads and said, ah, not again. Sometimes powder coat doesn't always turn out the way you think it should, so. Almost looks pink. So now that top layer's on, we'll let that bake for the full cure time, 18 minutes at, what is that, 375 I think? So all that white powder is gonna turn clear, and then when it finally fully cures that base layer, it's gonna bring the color out and make it a bright orange. So we just ended up letting this thing bake. It's the next day, so this is the final product. Everything's ready to go. We're ready to cut this thing down and get assembling.